Endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse, episode 22. 22. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Endless Multiverse, episode 22, with your co-host, Chainsaw Reacts, and Andy. We have a lot of things to talk about, including Spider-Man freshman year, X-Men 97, Marvel Zombies, What If Season 2, Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, and I think we'll probably have a little discussion about our lasting predictions before tomorrow's big day. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the... Oh, and my camera goes immediately.
You just became a Smurf.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
No worries. I will map. I look horrible, guys. I didn't have time to clean up today. But it's yeah.
Okay.
I will look better tomorrow. I promise. So.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So, regardless of my camera going out right away, we have some things to talk about today. Mm-hmm. And because Comic-Con, of course, is in full effect. And, of course, tomorrow's a big day. We have DC tomorrow. We have Marvel Studios live action. And we have a slew of other things as well in terms of House of the Dragon and some other panels that are going on. Because Saturday is always there. Like, I was scrolling through, because I was trying to find the exact start time for the Warner Brothers panel tomorrow. And I was scrolling through Saturday's schedule from Comic-Con's website, and there's so many panels going on within the same time period. I'm thinking, if I ever get the chance to go, which I would like to go, I don't know how I'd be able to kind of figure out like a schedule, because there is so much going on at any given time. It's kind of overwhelming. So
yeah, like we I mean, tomorrow, even though tomorrow's show is heavily themed for Marvel, we will definitely talk about DC stuff. Jordan will have, of course, reaction videos throughout the day, but then of course in the evening we will talk about everything. So it will be kind of a long extra stream. So we definitely hope you guys will be there tomorrow night. It's because I guess this will be very new for your channel, because usually you don't do you do reactions, but you don't do a live stream as it's happening.
Yeah, and I already heard, I'm not going to say what, but I already heard that there is indeed a trailer that's going to be live tomorrow when it airs. That is not confirmed, so we'll see if that is true or not. But we have a few things to get to. I think first things first, I have to mention this because this literally dropped about an hour or so before the show, so I wanted to throw it in real fast, and then we'll get to our main thing, which of course is the Marvel animation and Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. And that is, we have some news, and this is fan art, by the way. This is not official. This is fan art of an older Team Aang, or Team Avatar, if you will, because they just confirmed today, earlier this evening, that the first Avatar film from Avatar Studios, or Avatar World, whatever it's called, is not going to be about Kyoshi, which was reported a couple weeks ago. It's actually going to be about a young adult Team Avatar from the original Avatar: The Last Airbender series. And of course, like I said, this is fan art, so we don't know exactly how old they're going to be, but essentially it's going to be taking place a little bit later after the original series. And this is pretty exciting for a number of different reasons, because for the longest time, people have been asking for something like this. And they kind of gave a little bit of that in Legend of Korra, because there were some flashbacks to Aang when he was probably in his 30s, 40s. So they gave a little bit of that. But people wanted to see adventures with this crew, Team Avatar, before things unfolded in terms of leading to Korra. They wanted to see what else happened, because so much happened in those 3 seasons. So there had to have been a ton of things that went down in terms of needing the Avatar Aang to handle. So this is pretty exciting. I hope we still get that Kyoshi movie, but I think this is the thing to start out properly. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Have you seen Avatar? Have you seen the series? You haven't?
I have literally only seen the season 2 premiere of Korra, and that was when it was in 2014, 2015, where I was lighting up for the Ballroom 20 room for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, which was gonna we knew that it was gonna premiere everyone kind of figured out that it was gonna be the pilot and stuff like that. So, but as I was waiting, I was lining up with these Legend of Korra fans, and some of them were A little tense, because again, I didn't notice, because I didn't know what the show was. I accidentally said, like, oh, is it manga, because it reminded me much about like Japanese cartoon, and they're like, no, it's not Japanese manga, you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah.
And the moment the screening was over, they just all left, and I'm just like, okay, good for you.
What's really interesting is like people are so enamored with the world of Avatar that when they did their first introduction of Legend of Korra panel, they had a whole section dedicated to basically Aang and Katara's kids, and we were like, oh, like you can hear the audience losing their minds because they're just loving that they're getting all this information because people love the world so much. So the fact that they're doing films and other series that are coming within this world is really exciting because it's more stories, and they did such a great job. I love Legend of Korra. I know there's people that don't like the show or they don't love it as much. I still love Avatar: Last Airbender more than Legend of Korra, but I still love Legend of Korra for what it was because it was a very different setting in terms of the time period for Korra, because Aang lived for quite a while and so many things changed in the world that we were used to from Avatar: Last Airbender because of Aang and what he did to make changes. So the show had to be different. And if Korra literally was a carbon copy of Avatar: Last Airbender, it would. I don't think anybody would really like it because like, oh, it's just copying exactly what that. So I'm glad that there was a different approach to the show. But we have to move on over to something that Andy's very excited about. I haven't heard your thoughts about the trailer, but we have to talk about the Rings of Power San Diego Comic.
Whoa! We need to introduce my favorite one of my favorite daddies first.
Okay.
We always have to do that, So as we do it at the start of every show, Constantine, take it away.
Constantine.
All right then. On with the show.
I honestly forgot. First, I was just excited to get into all this stuff. I completely Sorry, Constantine. I'm sorry, sir.
This bitch. He just
sorry. I jumped right in. Constantine is probably going to murder me. He's going to come back.
Take your soul and stuff
Matt
like
Ryan
that.
is going to end me. Apologies. He just shows up.
No. Chainsaw Reacts is over party. # make a trend. But I'm also just tweeting this out, guys. We want because this is probably one of the biggest shows we will. I mean, we're doing 2 shows this week, guys. So we're hoping that this will get everyone excited and so on. But we had one of the big things that came to Comic-Con this year was Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power from Amazon Prime, and they had their big holiday panel. And while everyone was there and hanging out and having fun, I was having the biggest FOMO of all time. But they did release a 3-minute long trailer.
And what a trailer it was.
What a trailer it was. And Jordan's reaction is in the video description. I updated with the latest reactions he did. So there you go. So we're gonna talk about this new trailer that it gives us a lot more about Sauron and Numenor and kind of just the coming the grim fate we know that comes to this universe at some point. Jordan, what were some of your takeaways from the new footage?
I think that it was very interesting, and it definitely gave us a lot more story, which I predicted before watching. As I said, House of the Dragon gave us a really significant trailer this week in regards to story, and Rings of Power has not yet done that. They've done a good job with showing great footage, in my opinion, but they haven't given us a trailer yet that actually told us a bit more of story or anything to that effect to get us kind of an understanding. And they didn't do what I predicted, which was show an episode, but it's okay. It's okay because they had this trailer. And what I think is most interesting is that they basically just laid it all out in terms of what this first season at least is going to entail. And it's crazy to look at this too, because I heard someone else talking about this today as well, that they're kind of taken aback that this is a TV show. This is not a movie. Like, it looks that good. It looks really good.
I forgot that. I actually thought like this was like a movie trailer first. But like this is going to be one of the all-time most expensive television productions that has ever gone down. Like, not like I think this is more expensive than Game of Thrones. Like,
I think it is. I think they've said per episode, money-wise, it's more expensive. Which
Who
is
is your?
significant.
We learned a lot more about the characters and their names and so on. Some of them are from the mythology. Some of them are now original creations, and lo and behold, yes, there are people of color on this show. Would you believe that? And I know I'm gonna piss off so many people by talking about it, but I'm just like, I love how cultural this show looks. I love that it looks like, yes, it's a fantasy show. I'm fucking aware of it, but it is great. For example, we have a Persian woman as one of the main characters. She's together with, again. There's so many names I have to learn, but her name is Bronwyn, and I think she's together with with the black one of the black elves. So oh, are we having some issues with super chat, Jordan?
I just checked. Still, it's on.
Okay. If someone wants to try, go for it. We will.
Super chat is on. I don't know why it's saying it's not, because it's checked on for me.
Yeah,
I just went and checked it.
But yeah, no. And do you have is there a character right now in the trailer that you're like, this is the one. Like, I think this is gonna be one of my favorite characters. This is one I'm gonna be following throughout the whole series. That you're like just dying to wait to see sooner rather than later.
I mean, it's the easy answer, but it's Gladriel. The fact that they're focusing a lot on her character, I'm really curious, because they're focusing a lot on her. So I'm really curious to see what role she plays in this. I'm assuming a significant one because of how featured she is in the trailer, and I feel like it's not a misdirection. But we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, in terms of, I'm excited to learn about these characters. Oh, there's right there. See. There's a super chat right there. So it is working. Spirit is right at the best. Interesting thing is that they're condensing the time that I was later attacked for being excited for the show. I'm like, the look of it is great. Okay, I agree with you. The look of the show is great. They spent a lot of money. Obviously, visual effects and how much money they spend into it is one thing. It's one aspect of the show. It's got to be good. But I think in terms of what they've been showing, I think that they do have an interesting story to tell. In my opinion,
that's how you've been attacked. By the way, that's not cool. You should get to be excited.
That's the thing. There's people, and I said in my video, I said that I understand there's people that are not excited for the show for whatever reason it is. As long as you don't try to convince me to not like the show, I'm going to give it a shot because I think it looks really cool.
Yeah,
I want to give
it a shot. I'm gonna bully Jordan into that. We cover this on Endless Multiverse every week. I'm like, I don't care.
You don't have to bully me. I'll be watching it.
Well, have you decided if you're doing reactions to it? Because because House of Dragons.
Yeah, House of Dragons. I don't know yet.
Should we do a poll maybe and see what people what the people what do you viewers want, or do you think no, actually, because you said you've had some issues with Amazon, haven't you?
Well, they released the claim on my trailer. They did release it earlier, so that's good. No, Billy, DC is tomorrow. DC is tomorrow. Trust me. Oh, sorry, I didn't even. I meant to just click off it, but thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Would you say it's unforgivable and disrespectful to us Arrowverse fans if we don't get some sort of final? I don't think it's unforgivable or disrespectful. I feel like if the show gives us, if the show gives us a crossover, that's awesome. But to me, it doesn't feel like they have to do it, because Arrow and Flash started off, and I mean, Arrow started off with one season with nothing, and the only crossover was Barry, but he didn't have his own show yet for 2 episodes. And if you notice, a lot of the times there was only one big crossover, and it kind of happened, but it wasn't like they were behest to doing a crossover all the time. There's a lot of times they didn't do any crossover. When people are like, "How come no one's showing up on the finale of this show?" It's because scheduling, or they just didn't want to.
The problem also right now is that COVID is sadly a huge effect. When Eric and Todd has already talked about it. When I was talking to them, they said the same thing again, that COVID is really restricting a lot of things right now. Like they, again, and I know people are getting tired of that, of that reasoning, but it is sadly the fact. I mean, look, Comic-Con right now, we're about to have a huge increase in numbers, and like there's already people fighting about like that they don't want that they don't want to wear masks, they don't want to show vaccination proof and so on, and so it's just it is what it is, but it makes things difficult. It makes things difficult for progression in general. Now, I will say this: I do think the chances are now likelier because the problem with the original crossovers is when you had Batwoman, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl, and The Flash, and so on. It wasn't just you brought over just all those actors and their costumes. You brought over the entire production team. You brought on each respective production and crew and set people, AD directors, costume department people, and so on. It's not just going to be like, hey, you can just the Flash costume is over there, Legends people. You can just go grab it. Like, it doesn't work like that. So that is usually that becomes at least 200 more people per show. But now, Bitsy and Tyler could just come over, or Grant and Candace could go over, like, just as guest stars. But they can still mark it as a crossover. But I don't think it would be unreal disrespectful. It's just a matter of the CW want to do it. I think they do want to do it when the time is right for the Flash. When the Flash is going to come to an end eventually, they're going to do some type of crossover. But it's just they don't owe us that. I just want a great final season for the Flash, and I bet Jordan wants that too, because I think we both can agree that Arrow season 8 was one of the best seasons of DC TV. I love just 10 episodes, really focus on Oliver and just focusing on his final chapter in the Arrowverse, and then and I wanted for Flash as well. Sorry, I kept talking a lot, so you go ahead.
Well, I mean, my whole thing is that, like, it's not about the pandemic necessarily. It's about the fact is scheduling, and do they actually want to do it? I mean, it sounds like Eric wants to do something else for season 9 in regards to what he did for season 8, where he had Armageddon, where he had brought people over. But he shouldn't feel pressured to do it. He should do it if he wants to, and if he's allowed to do it. It's not just like, it's a whole thing to where, because we brought this up a couple weeks ago, and we need to move on because we have things to get to. But
yeah,
it was mentioned a couple weeks ago about someone mentioned how they should ask Eric Wallace to wrap up Legends of Tomorrow's storylines they didn't finish. And you said this, and we agreed upon this. Eric is not beholden to do that because it's not his problem to fix. And so that's the whole thing. And so I understand you want another crossover. We all want a crossover. We all love the crossovers for the most part. Even if they weren't your favorite, there was still something like cool to see all these heroes.
It was special. It felt like an event. It was something like every November, December, we would all get together, and we would still the fandom would kind of come together in a very nice way. Yeah. And then a lot of things have just gone to the shit about it. But we can talk more about the Arrowverse in the Q&A because so let's go back to Lord of the Rings.
I like this super chat. Battle Royale. Which one? I know you're going to say Rings of Power because you haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I gotta say House of the Dragon just because I'm more familiar with the Game of Thrones world, and even though the Rings of Power trailer was great, that House of the Dragon trailer this week alone was fantastic, and I'm excited for both of those. I really am. The Battle Rogue at the end, yep, that was awesome. I think that was really cool. I almost stopped the trailer. Thankfully, I didn't, because when the logo came up, thinking there's no after sequence because they haven't had one yet for the Rings of Power trailer. But they said, nope, we're going to have one. And real quick, before we jump into the next topic, Hero's Journey is inviting us on his first live stream next week. I don't know my schedule. I don't know about you, but it would all.
I don't know. I'm going. I mean, I'm right. I'm going back to work next week. So, I'm working from home, so it's fine. But we will.
Depending on our schedule.
Yeah.
You are scheduled to talk about the next thing. Can I talk about the next thing, or do you want
me? Yeah. I just want to just finish my thoughts on Lord of the Rings. Okay. I'm so fascinated by the mystery surrounding Sauron. Yeah. Because apparently there is a character in this that people think that is Sauron, but apparently that's not him at all. It's actually an actress who is playing. Yeah. So there was some clear on Twitter today, but one of these actors that we've seen in the trailer. It's Sauron. It has to be one of them.
Is it the blonde guy? Is the guy, because he had his hood up and he turns and he's not looking at the camera, but he has like could that be Sauron or no? Oh wait, did they show Sauron in we see him in
we see a cloaked figure, but we don't actually see people think that the person who was kind of they thought that was Sauron, but apparently that's not Sauron at all. But we do see him in his armor, and we know that Sauron has the ability to change his appearance. So Sauron is my biggest fascination right now. But I'm like you, Gladiator is like the character. What's up?
It's gonna be a twist. with Sauron, right? They're gonna make it.
Oh God! If they make Sauron a woman,
No, I'm not saying they do that. I'm saying is the mystery of Sauron is going to be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Like in terms of they're going to imply it's this person, but it's not. It's somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Could it be? What if like he takes the form of an elf?
That's what I'm saying. Like they could, like the guy who I think it is in the trailer in terms of like how they're kind of shooting him and he looks kind of menacing. He's just a puppet essentially. Like they're implying he's Sauron, but he's actually not. It's like, yeah. So Sauron will trick Middle Earth into creating the Rings of Power. Thought. I mean, that's not a bad theory because I think Sauron is going to be playing a lot of tricks because Sauron. I mean, they're making sure that Sauron is, because we know he was kind of implied in the trailers, but now with this one, they're full on. They mention his name, of course, the armor, like it's very apparent.
Would you say that do you think it could be one of those things where like we don't actually see Sauron's like true face for maybe a season or two, like because this has to be run right, this has to be done right, Jordan. Like,
oh yeah, it has to. Yeah,
I'm not even like a Lord of the Rings, like like fanatic from the books. Like I'm just like I'm ready to just be like a super fan of something that I don't really know much about. And Sauron, because I watched the movies, and like those movies were very special for me when I was living in London by myself. I want Sauron, like listen, Sauron is the toughest bitch in this universe. Okay, you do not.
Well, I mean, and
you're talking so much, looking at me, being like, "Boy, don't you? That's not the thing I was going for."
They got 5 seasons planned, so it could be a long play. Where we don't learn for several seasons. It could be a season 2 or season 3 finale. We find out who Sauron actually is. Like, yeah, Sauron's been pretending to be. Because as we're watching the trailer, because like I said, Sauron could be an elf. It could literally be Sauron is like switching and manipulating and being different people. And we just have no idea. And then they finally reveal, oh, but that person in season 1, that person in season 2, that person in season 3, that's been Sauron the whole time. But we had no idea. Just manipulating, just small little things. And I think it's going to be to where it's going to be very subtle things that we don't catch up on. And then once we see it, then we go back and then see, okay, it's all there. Because like, I always go to Arrow season 5 whenever they revealed who Prometheus was. There was the subtle things. There was a little dialogue between him and Oliver. And he tells Oliver that, you actually, I actually met you years ago at a party and my girlfriend went home with you. And Oliver's like, well, I'm sorry.
Have you met Sauron?
Yeah, and then he's like, no, don't worry, man. I don't hold any grudges. Okay. So it's stuff like that. I feel like it's going to be very subtle.
Yeah, and the thing is that because we know that, like, that they have already decided who Sauron is going to be, that it will be nice to know, like, kind of, like when they were, auditioning for this role or whatever and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this trailer, like, it's just this show is winning me over quicker. This is gonna be something I'm gonna watch every week live. Like this will be like that. For me, like this, the Disney Plus shows, and so this is gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, are we ready for? Some Marvel.
Yeah, let's get into some Marvel. So there's a lot here. Okay, Spider-Man freshman year now. There's a list of characters that are appearing in this.
We have pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's do this first. So you pulled this from Disney and Marvel Studios sent a press release about Spider-Man freshman year, and this is where things are getting very, very confusing. Spider-Man freshman year is an animated series that follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU. With a journey unlike we've ever seen in a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. Wait, did you write that twice? Yes, you did. The character.
Whatever. I was.
No, it's fine.
I panicked.
No, it's fine. No, I understand why you panicked because you're like, what the hell are you talking about?
But yeah. The thing that I was going to say after is that executive producer Jeff Trammell serves as head writer, and Spider-Man freshman year comes to Disney Plus in 2024.
Mm-hmm. So we have a couple images to go through here. We're going to give our quick thoughts as we go through here. So number 1, here is Spider-Man's freshman year suit. I'm not going to lie to you. I like it. I dig it. I like the fact that it's got that blue and red in there, but I like the insignia on his chest from the kind of like oversized shirt, the tennis shoes, and I like how the web sling, like it's like attached to his backpack. and stuff. Like that's pretty interesting. What do you think of the freshman year suit?
It looks like it kind of reminds me a little bit about the main Spider-Man movies, where like with the first movie, where like the suit looks like something like a teenager could have put it together himself. I don't like this idea of like I hate all the armors that he got from Tony. So like this, because also what this does, it reminds that Peter Parker is one of the smartest kids in the Marvel universe. Like this is something he came up all by himself. Like this looks like something like that a gifted teenager, who doesn't really have a lot of resources. He's middle class, if even that. And this looks very believable. So I do like it, and it's gonna be fun to see how it evolves.
It's pretty interesting for sure. So we have our first look of Peter Parker here, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I like the look of Peter in this. I like the design. It feels very comic booky, just kind of seeing this shot here. And what's interesting, of course, is as we'll get more into it, they've already announced sophomore year, which is going to be the season 2 of this show.
Yeah.
What do you think of the look? I mean, it
looks like Tom.
I mean, it doesn't like Tom a little bit. Also, it could just be seen as a young Peter. It could be just implied that this is not like a Tom. And here's the thing, too. They did not confirm Tom Holland is voicing. So I feel like that report about him not voicing it is true. Because they would have announced it here, I think.
I mean, but again, like, right now he is not under any contract at all. So I think it's like, I think probably what they're trying to do, they're trying to probably lock him in for not just, like the next Spider-Man movie, but probably also like, hey, we kind of would love you to do What If and this new show. Exactly. Yeah. So but it does look, I think it does look like Tom Holland very much, and like a younger Tom Holland. Not that he has aged like massively in the last few years, so whatever.
Did he wear glasses at all?
We never saw, because we met him in the middle of his journey. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe he wore glasses earlier, and maybe as he gets more of, like, just gets more used to being Spider-Man or like whatever after he gets bitten, that the implication is that he doesn't need glasses anymore. Like the glasses are like, he doesn't need them. You know what I'm saying? Like his eyesight improves or whatever. I mean, it's possible. I'm not sure how well spiders can see, but I have no idea.
I mean, they have more than 2 eyes from what I've seen. I mean, I don't want to look. Please don't make me look. Don't make me look up. Like,
no, I'm not saying what I'm saying is, I'm wondering if like him getting bit by the spider will improve his eyesight to the point where he doesn't need his glasses. Maybe that's why we never see him in live action, because by that point he doesn't need them. I don't know.
Let's go for the next pictures.
We've got a slew of characters here. Peter and friends.
So I have a list in front of me. So we have Harry Osborn, we have Amadeus Cho and Nico Monroe from the Runaways, and we also have let me. There's a lot of characters. I don't know who the rest are actually. Like again, like because the list was just. There was a lot of them are characters that you will recognize from Spider-Man.
And I'm guessing Harry is in the lab coat.
I think that is supposed to be him.
Okay. But there was no mention of Gwen Stacy or anything like that. Nothing about that. We don't see that here.
No Gwen Stacy. No Liz. No Ned. So this is obviously like taking place. I think again, like we're gonna go on the assumption that this isn't because again, literally that's not you all read. That's Disney said that directly. Like there's no but what ifs or buts or anything about it. This is their press release. This is what I'm
here. Yep, the press release. So yes, in the MCU. So
so
I don't know.
I think what they're gonna try and explain is that a lot of shit went down in those 2 years before we got
to next up, we have a pretty big surprise, and they confirmed the voice actor. Charlie Cox is playing Daredevil in this show. He's performing the voice for Daredevil. First of all, this is awesome. Second of all, I like the suit.
This is a very sick suit.
Yeah, I like that it's all black with the red outline. That's really cool. It does remind me a bit of Daredevil, the Daredevil show. Like in terms of like, it's kind of in that vein in terms of its design. What do you think of it?
I agree with you. Like, it honors all the suits that he has worn. it honors all the suits that he's worn in the MCU, but kind of combine them a little bit and so on. Like it has a season 1 costume, it brings in the season 2 and 3 suit, and it's at the same time. So it will be interesting to see. And this can also explain now, like maybe why I almost said Charlie, why Matt had a certain interest in Peter when we went into No Way Home. So, this will be kind of like, and again, they both live in New York. It will make perfect sense, I think. It's just everything else that is kind of like,
Question is, do you think this is going to be his live action suit when we see him for the first time and suit up? Or do you think it's going to be something different than this?
I'm trying to remember. I was talking to someone about the suit not long ago, and I was asking like, what are you guys actually doing with it? I'm trying. See, this is what happens when I get older. Like, I don't even remember what inside stuff I'm getting told anymore, because I like after be like start writing. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know that, and so on. So that's why I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, did I know this? And then I have to like look it up and so on. So I wouldn't be shocked if this is like they will do a variation of it, but I do think that I think if anything, it will be like, I think we're gonna get like a new version of the red suit. But I think we need to go on to the next image. I think this will be kind of
this is kind of bonkers. So we have in the multiverse is covering up the.
Oh my god! I thought that was Mysterio for a second.
I'll take it off for a second. So we have a traditional Spider-Man suit, and here's where confusion comes into play before we jump to the next image, which completely flips this whole thing out of proportion. So the middle suit here, traditional Spider-Man suit. When we met him in Civil War, he had a pajama version suit. And where do all of these other suits come from, and where did they go? Were they all destroyed? It like, I don't understand what the hell's going on here, because the implication is that he has these pajama suits, because we see it in Civil War. We see the pajama suit, and where did these suits go? Like, did he create all these and then they just got destroyed? Like,
well, here's a theory that I'm gonna present. This doesn't all necessarily mean that it's all that some of these things that we're seeing will all happen in season 1. This could be things that they're gonna definitely like build up, maybe perhaps build up towards, and like for season 2 or season 3 and so on. And maybe what we could, if I was writing this show, here's what I would do to explain this suit and why we haven't seen it until No Way Home. Is this was kind of something he was experimenting with, and before he met Tony, and then after meeting the other 2 Peters, because it's apparently, I think in the script it said that it's supposedly like he was like when he makes a new suit, it's supposed to be inspired by the people he had just met.
Oh shit! That is a perfect explanation.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm a journalist. I should be writing all of these shows.
Maybe this animated series is post No Way Home timeline in which everyone forgot about Peter Parker.
It's really called Freshman Year.
I'm saying, like, he's saying, like, what if the timeline shifted because of this, and now this
goes back to high school?
Well, like, no. What did it? Okay, I think what he's trying to say with his prediction is that no one figured out he was Spider-Man when Strange made that spell in No Way Home. And so the implication would be is that maybe the timeline is shifted to where he never met Tony Stark, and that he had a very different like life because everything got erased essentially. Like,
that would be a very different way of doing time travel. Like that's kind of his new version. That's kind of like a flashpoint almost.
Yeah, because someone was commenting saying, "Chainsaw, no, this is not MCU." Well, we're bringing this up once more and we'll move on. But this is really interesting stuff. Is that this is Andy's email from Disney and Marvel after they had the panel. Was that this is an animated series following Peter Parker on his way to become Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah, you know what? Let me add. So I will read the whole bit from the press release that I got. Drift Tramelti is a show with a cast of characters and Ryan Menarding showed off the new Spider-Man suit design for the series. A fun reveals that moderator Paul F. Tompkins will be playing a character in the series. A second season was also announced, aptly titled Spider-Man Sophomore Year. And then we have this press release, and then Spider-Man Freshman Year becomes exclusive to Disney Plus in 2024. Literally what it says. I don't know what else to tell y'all.
And Disney would not be putting out a press release and lie and say it's in the MCU when it's not. They're claiming it is, and someone saying that changing the MCU is multiversal. Yes, but they're when they say MCU, they're saying within. If they were saying this is a multiverse show, they would not say it's in the MCU. The MCU is 616 or 616. They would say within the MCU, they would say it's a multiversal show. It's another timeline. They would be very specific with the wording.
Yeah. So again, I know, guys, this is very confusing, but there is no point of arguing with some of these folks if this is coming from Disney. What do y'all want me to do? You want me to say that? Well, like, you guys are right when this is the thing that they've sent me.
It is confusing. I understand everybody alternate universe, but the thing is, if they was an alternate universe, guys, they would say it. They would tell you. I'm sorry. It's not official confirmed by Disney that it is canon. Yes, it is. This is from Disney's email that Andy got. They sent a press release out after the panel. It's official.
Yeah,
it is out there now.
Guys, I would never bring false information to George. First of all, I would never want to change his channel. I would never want to bring false information. I would never do that. Oh. So if I say this is from like the email I got, this is from that I got it from.
Yeah,
period.
It came from Disney. It didn't come from some fake Disney account or some fake Disney email. This came from Disney and Marvel Studios, and they're saying it's canon. And I'm not trying to argue and say that you're wrong or whatever. The thing is, they're confirming it, and it's confusing as hell. It is very confusing. But that theory about the timeline or everybody forgetting him, this might explain it. And who knows? We don't know how time travel works, because even in Endgame, they were still trying to figure out what time travel was. We have no idea how this all works. So
what do you? Yeah, I mean, it's also like you're almost accusing me that I'm lying and that I would bring false information to the show, which I would never do that. So
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so moving on to this canon Spider-Man show, we have villains. Which
so many damn villains.
This is where the confusion really set in until Andy told me there was an email from Disney, because I told Andy on the phone, because he got the email while we were talking on the phone.
Yeah, we talked a lot today.
Yeah, I told him with Dr. Octopus in this completely goes against No Way Home, where he's never met Dr. Octopus and he was so confused when he meets one in this show. But then as we're on the phone, he says, "Oh, by the way, Disney just sent me an email confirming this is canon in the MCU."
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. Just because, for all we know, Norman might look... Otto might have a variant in this universe that doesn't look like the same Dr. Octopus. Maybe he has a different... we know that Dr. Octopus has had very different forms in the comics and so on. So this could be that as well. I don't, again, I think we need to wait and see when what this show will present us. But some of the characters we see in this, Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, Matt Gargan, Scorpion, Chameleon, Tombstone, apparently we see Speed Demon in here as well. Rhino is, I think Rhino is the guy in the tank top.
Yeah.
And we see, I think, we see, and some of the I don't know who they are, but and I think Scorpion could explain something that could kind of set up what we see in Homecoming. Like, why was he sent to prison to begin with? Because that's the thing. We know that Peter, just because when we see Peter in Civil War, we need to remember that he was active as a superhero beforehand. So,
I mean, it's possible. And also, too, I think that this will... once we see the show, I think it will give us a better context. And I'm hoping, even though Kevin Feige won't talk about it tomorrow, I would love if he would just... I would love if he gets interviewed and they ask him about this show and he could clarify some things about them.
I mean, and if he does, we will say it on the show. We will bring it up on the show.
Now, here's the final thing that threw a lot of curveballs into this final image here. Norman Osborn instead of Tony Stark. Now, the theory that was thrown in the chat that'll be brought up about the timeline being shifted or whatever, people are still arguing that the timeline would not change the past. Well, this is pretty much exactly what happened in Civil War, except it was Tony Stark with Aunt May and not Norman Osborn. Something tells me that Tony never figures out about Peter Parker being Spider-Man in this timeline that was shifted, I think, due to No Way Home. I'm sticking with that theory now. That's the only thing that's the only way that I can justify this happening. That instead of Tony going to Peter Parker, it's Norman Osborn. That's my only guess. Unless there's two meetings at two different times where Norman shows up years before Tony does. I don't know. But the mentor is going to be Norman, not Tony. So what do you think of Norman Osborn? I like the look of him.
Yeah, I think I do like this mystery that it can kind of set up now, that like it can explain, that yes, because when Willem Dafoe's Norman shows up and he said, I can't find his own. Well, again, powerful men like Norman Osborn could easily erase himself from existence, like from like legal documents and so on, from government and so on. So it's like there could be a story reason. Because I understand that the first thing to do when you see all this is that, oh my god, Marvel is retconning themselves. Oh my god, Marvel has no fucking idea what they're doing. They're a bunch of idiots. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. That was a lot of teenage phrases, but you get the point. So yeah, this show has me very confused and very curious and very excited at all the same time. And I wish we had seen some footage and that because I feel like they've been working on somebody like. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was bullshit. The only trailer we got today was Groot. I'm not. Yeah, I just.
And they're saying that Vin Diesel's back, but like he's Baby Groot, so it doesn't sound like Vin Diesel at all. But
I don't even care about Vin Diesel anymore. So it's it's just it is what it is. Any final thoughts you have on Spider-Man freshman year? It's be fun having a Spider-Man show again.
It's exciting. I'm confused on what's all happening, but. Hopefully Kevin will clear some things up. Hopefully, because Kevin Feige, of course, will do interviews after the Marvel panel. I'm hoping that when he's on the red carpet being interviewed by different people, somebody asks about this show. I'm hoping somebody will say, so, Spider-Man freshman year, how the hell was that MCU canon? And he'll go. And maybe he'll explain, or he'll go, just tune in and you'll see. I'm like, Kevin. But I'm hoping someone at least asks the question, because he won't address it at the panel, because he's got too much stuff to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that the thing that makes me so happy is just that I get to drool over Charlie Cox in animated form every week now.
Actually, our next topic, Billy, is Marvel Zombies. Let's get into Marvel Zombies.
So I will take over here now, and this will make more sense because this will be directly a spin-off from Marvel's What If. And so,
is this from the same email?
Okay. Every synopsis you see in this fucking email, everyone, and I don't mean to fucking. I'm not angry at anyone, but like all these thumbnails, all these layovers, overlays and text and so on is directly from Disney. So
it's directly from the press release. He got an email, so it's the same press release that we got Spider-Man freshman year info. Anyways, continue with what came from Disney.
Yes, and also by the way, we have like over 40 viewers right now. That's amazing. So thank you for tuning in. If you
make sure you
subscribe to the channel, support the channel with super chat. That would be great. But the synopsis reads for Marvel Studios Marvel Zombies. That's a lot of Marvel. The animated series Marvel Zombies from Marvel Studios reminds the Marvel universe as a new generation of heroes battle against an ever-spreading zombie scourge. Directed by executive producer Brian Anders and written by executive producer Zeb Wells. This show has already been picked up for a second season because we need zombies in our. No, we haven't gotten a season 2 yet, but this will come in 2023. I wrote that thumbnail. It's not 2024. It's coming in 2023, and this will continue what we saw a little bit in What If, because apparently The Walking Dead has to ruin everything now and infect every universe with zombies, with whatever garbage they had to do. And some of the things we learn, characters we're gonna meet in the season is we're gonna meet Scarlet Witch, Captain America, Hawkeye, Ghost, Abomination, Captain Marvel, Icarus, Yelena Belova, Shang-Chi, Katie Chen, Death Dealer, Jimmy Woo, Kate Bishop, Miss Marvel, Okoye, and Red Guardian. And these are some of the images we saw at the panel today.
Now, real quick, go back. What is that giant thing behind
Abomination?
No. Well, that's Abomination. I'm talking about the thing in the background in the dark behind Scarlet Witch. What is that?
I mean, that's me when I'm hungry.
Oh,
I have no idea. Tune in next for Marvel Studios, Marvel Zombies.
What's the next image? Here we go. That's awesome. Red Guardian. Interesting. I did not see this image. Wow. I didn't see this image either. Wow, I didn't see this. Oh, who's this? Who's all these people?
I don't know.
Are these new characters?
New characters, maybe we'll have to tune in.
Interesting. I like in the Thing Heroes Red Guardian because I honestly was worried we wouldn't see him much again, and I'm hoping we see him again live action because David Harbour did a great job. And Shang-Chi, I like Shang-Chi's look, by the way. That's kind of cool.
Very like Apocalyptian.
Yeah, and then of course we have Yelena and Kate. That's awesome.
I want to see them and Miss Marvel together. Like, give me that iconic trio. We need those three girls together to kick ass and save the universe because the fuck who else are we supposed to rely on? It's definitely Mephisto. I am Mephisto. But yeah, I think you're more excited for this than I am. So just take it away.
I'm excited just to kind of see what they do with this show because I think Marvel Zombies from the What If episode I think was interesting. So I'm curious to see what they do with this. And they're, of course, adding a lot more characters to this. There's definitely gonna be surprises for sure in terms of this show. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think out of all the What If episodes, I was actually quite surprised we were getting kind of a spinoff or doing a known show about zombies. Like I was thinking, like, oh, okay, I guess. But I guess for them, it's a very different type of show, you know.
Hey, with the super chat. Well, he's excited for it because he loves Walking Dead. So
well, there you go.
This all works out.
They did announce some Walking Dead information today, but yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, and that Friday just needs to go and.
Oh, those are Black Widows. We're seeing this. These are Black Widows.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
I like that.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see what they do with the show. But I mean, obviously, I need to see footage to kind of get an understanding because right now we're just seeing character shots. I'm like, all right. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have on that. I mean, not really much to say because I mean, they did, from what I understand, they didn't reveal too much information. The majority of it came from Spider-Man. So.
Yeah. You're up next.
Oh, I'm up next. We are talking some What If Season 2. So this is from the press release again that Disney sent.
I can't believe we have to keep warning everyone that it's like,
because they don't. I don't know.
I wrote that wrong as well. It's meant to be early 2023. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Well, I mean, because Season 3 has to come out 2024, because Season 3 was confirmed. What if Season 2 continues the journey with the Watcher as our guide through the vast multiverse, introducing brand new and familiar faces throughout the MCU? The animated series questions, revisits, and twists classic Marvel cinematic moments with an incredible voice cast that includes a host of stars who reprise their iconic roles. Directed by executive producer Brian Andrews and executive producer AC Bradley as head writer. And we also have a little bit of information in regards to some of the things we'll be seeing. A Hela story, Odin versus the Mandarin, Captain Carter meeting Winter Soldier. Apparently they saw, I think...
They got to watch the episode. They got to watch the first episode.
Yeah, and Tony on Sakaar with Valkyrie and Hulk. Is some of the things they've confirmed in regards to What If Season 2. And like I said, Season 3 is confirmed for What If. So, and that was surprising. Same thing with the announcement for sophomore year for Spider-Man Season 2. They're already jumping ahead because What If at least came out with the first season before Season 2 confirmed. But now they're like, there's confirming there's a third season because by the time Season 3 rolls around, there's gonna be so many more series and films to pull from for potential stories. And for Spider-Man freshman year, it's not even close coming out. They've already announced sophomore year. I guess to kind of get ahead and start working on it so that it won't be as long of a wait for the second season. I'm guessing is why they're announcing it now. and they have confidence in it. But for What If, I mean, I'm just hopeful that overall season 2 will be better, because I felt season 1 had its good moments and some okay moments. I kind of wish the show was overall better, but I'm hopeful. Some of the stuff that they confirmed in terms of stories sounds interesting, and there's a reason why they haven't announced all of them yet. I think there's some pretty big ones they're holding back. But yeah.
I'm excited for more What If. I'm glad they're getting a season 3 already, because What If was one of my favorite Marvel shows, like one of my favorite MCU Disney Plus shows, and it took a little while for me to get used to the animation style. I will admit that, but this is the thing. I will give them a lot of credit. They're trying new style. They're trying to be different, trying new different ideas, and I applaud Disney for doing that. I definitely do that. But then finally, we're gonna revisit the good old '90s that me and Jordan come from, because we are fucking old, but we grew up with this show. So it's time to feel the mutation, ladies and gentlemen, with X-Men '97. And first of all, it's coming in fall 2023, and this will X-Men '97 is an animated series from Marvel Studios that explores new stories in the iconic '90s timeline of the original series. Bo DeMaio is executive producer and head writer, and it's already been picked up for a second season. And I know it's because I'm thinking, like, just call it season 7. Like, this will be season 7 of the show. But this is all canon to X-Men animated series, which is now streaming on Disney Plus, exclusive on Disney Plus, all 5 seasons. You can go revisit the show before
they fixed the order of the episodes. They finally fixed it.
Well, thank the fucking God that they did that.
They did, of course. On the date they announced all this stuff about the show.
So we get to see some familiar faces. Here's the animation style for X-Men '97.
It takes you back. Just seeing that first shot, and it just takes you back to that original art style.
Yeah, Sinister is back. Hellfire Club is back. We meet some new faces as well, and then we meet Daddy Magneto, because holy fuck, he can sit on me. What the living fuck am I looking at? This is like oof.
Also, I was going to surprise you. I'm going to read you the description of footage they showed at the panel.
Go for it. Hit me
I didn't even know they actually showed footage. So Bolivar Trask is known to be the villain along with Sentinels. Exclusive footage description. A very short, incomplete clip from the show is presented during the panel, in which the X-Men face Trask as he unleashes Sentinels. Rogue takes one of their heads off and throws it around like a ball, whilst Wolverine faces another one. It says, "Fancy a trip to the junkyard, bud?" Beating one open and controlling its arms and body from the inside. That sounds like something Wolverine would do. That is freaking cool. And what I was really hoping for was at least something released online to hear those iconic voices again, especially Wolverine. But
yeah,
okay. But thankfully it's not coming out to, like 2020. At least it's not 2024. Thank God we don't have to wait that long. And with season 2, that means that they'll get that. It's not going to take as long to make it in terms of release after season 1.
Exactly. And the fact that they know already where they're going, it's like, because this will be, and I know a lot of folks were hoping that this would somehow set up the idea that this is going to be canon to the MCU, but that was never going to happen. But I think this will be like, if you've never picked up an X-Men comic before, this show will be a perfect destination to kind of get familiar with them. You don't have to go watch some of those problematic movie. I would say still go watch X-Men First Class, because that movie is phenomenal, and Logan and Deadpool. You can watch Days of Future Past. Just don't follow the director's career, because he's a douchebag and he deserves to die an early death. But what I will say is that this is amazing. The animation looks phenomenal, and it looks so much fun, and it's just them buying Disney, if 20th Century Fox is. Again, I mean, Disney, it has a monopoly problem, but this is probably one of the best things they've done, because now we get to revisit. I mean, because my sister introduced me to the X-Men growing up, and I'm excited.
Like this right here. Never seen the show. Now you have a chance to. Yeah, exactly. People now have plenty of time to see the series for the first time or rewatch it to catch up to get ready. That's really exciting.
I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping that fans will get to, we will get to see more stuff coming up, like in the coming months, and like I don't know how many episodes they're doing, but it's gonna be fun. Like just
Yeah, I didn't see anything about confirming how many episodes. My guess is they may announce maybe a D23, maybe because it said September, so maybe they're holding off and waiting till a little bit down the road to give us more information. Because by the time September, that's getting close to fall or at fall, so it could be a year away. They can give more information.
Did you get to watch a show when it was airing?
I don't remember ever watching it live, but I remember I had a tape of X-Men from the series, and it was the Juggernaut episode. I remember having that, and I remember, like, I think either my dad or my grandpa, one of them had like taped episodes so that I was able to watch the show. Because I don't think I ever watched it live. I'm trying to think. I don't think I did, or maybe it was on TV at some points. I just can't remember, like, so long ago. Because when I think of like watching stuff on TV, is getting home after school and Dragon Ball Z is on at like 5 o'clock my time or something. And it's like, love a Dragon Ball Z, but yeah, I remember just loving the show. I just don't remember exactly how I watched it originally. But now with them fixing the episodes, I definitely want to be sitting down and doing a complete rewatch. Because I remember when I first tried to rewatch it, the episodes were so out of order. It was just too much to try to, because you're having to search through, and it was just like a lot of time spent just searching versus just watching, and that was getting kind of frustrating.
Maybe we can do some, reactions to it, because I actually never finished watching the whole series, but I watched a lot of it because of my sister. Like I was more into Spam animated series, and she was more into X-Men animated series, and then of course, like when they did that little crossover, that was kind of cool. But yeah, if you guys are excited for X-Men 97, revisit the original series on Disney Plus. It should be now available in every country. So if you're in America, you should have it. If you're in like Europe, or if you're in Asia, like at this point, it should be, as far as I know, it should be everywhere now. So
close to it.
Yeah. Is it time? We went through a lot.
Let's get into. Let me find the image. Where's it at?
There. We have so many images, guys. We can't even find it.
Q&A. Ask us questions, or we'll fucking leave.
He really means that.
I really do. Live questions time, everybody. How many likes do we have on the stream?
Let me refresh the YouTube video. We're at 31 likes, and we have 44 people watching right now. So
green light to go a little bit longer if we want to.
Okay, cool. Let's get to 50 likes.
Can we get to 50? Can we? Or at least get past over 40? But let's push for. Let's try to go for 50 likes, guys.
Yeah. And and remember, if you're enjoying what we're doing, like this, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because tomorrow, let's play this promo that I played last week, and that I'm still like very like cheesy proud of. But here you go. So tomorrow at 7:50 p.m. Eastern / 4:50 p.m. Pacific, Jordan and I will be live. There's a link to the video for the video event for tomorrow, where we're going to be covering all the things from Marvel Studios Harley presentation, and we will also go through all the things that have been announced throughout the day. So go to that video. You can click on remind me, so that way you, if you're on your phone, it'll remind you, okay, hey, we're gonna go live very soon. So yeah, if you're enjoying what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. Hit us with super chats, because we're going double the amount of work for this week.
So tomorrow, and we might even start a few minutes early, depending on if we're both available and ready to jump in, because we, of course, we want to be prepared, because tomorrow, like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, depending on what your time zone is, figure that out. You'll see if you have notification, we'll be live covering the Marvel panel. So whatever they announce, we will be reacting live. hopefully we get some good stuff, and hopefully we get a trailer. And yeah, I mean, they're definitely gonna be showing footage, but in terms of releasing online, I'm hearing at least one. We'll see. And of course, we have Warner Brothers DC panel tomorrow. I have predictions on that. We'll see what happens, but we will be here tomorrow live. And of course, my videos, I'll be covering trailer react up to that point, so make sure you guys are watching for that. But we will be here. And yeah, so let's get into Q&A, guys. Let's get time. Let's start answering your questions. So are you excited for the National Treasure series on Disney Plus? I am curious about it. I'm not excited, but we'll see what happens.
Right? I love those. I love the some of those. I love the first one. Definitely, that was like always so much fun.
Do you think that they'll do not a season 3, but a third movie officially?
No, I think that time has passed, but I wouldn't be surprised if the show finds a way to honor the original franchise with maybe Nick Cage coming on for an episode or something like that. Because I actually haven't followed that much, so I don't actually know if it's like if it's a complete reboot, if it's a sequel series.
It's connected. The what's his name? Black hair. He was like kind of like he was in the movies. I forget.
I mean, I'm old, so I don't even remember what those. I haven't watched it in a very long time.
The tech guy that was in the show that helped out, he's in the series. He's gonna be popping up, so it is connected. Over 50 people in the stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. And when we were saying, let's get to 50 likes on the stream, guys. Let's get to 50 likes. It'd be really appreciative if you guys could like the stream. Be really supportive. And if you're new here and you're just now found the live stream, subscribe. We'll be live tomorrow covering the Marvel Studios panel live.
And support, if you want to support the channel and the show, if you want to support us, hit us with some super chats, and we maybe we'll go a little longer. We will see. I don't know. We've been given the green light.
I forgot to mention, Zombies is TVMA. They have confirmed that Marvel Zombies. So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, today they put on Logan and Deadpool 1 and 2 on Disney Plus, so that's a big thing. And now with Marvel Zombies, of course, we've had all the Netflix series being brought over to Disney Plus. So of course those are all TVMA, but Marvel Zombies, like the first official production that's going to be TVMA, that's officially being made for Disney Plus. That's the first, like, that's interesting. Like, instead of being content that's already was pre-made and they're just bringing it over to the service, this is the first thing being made, as we know right now, that's TVMA mature for Disney Plus. That's pretty significant, and we forgot to mention it, unfortunately, in that segment. But it's okay; we had so much stuff to cover.
Yeah, and tomorrow will be even crazier, guys. So if you again, it took a while for us to put together all the find all the images, for me to put the overlays and just organize how we're gonna do and so on. So it's but we know you guys always go so excited for this show, so we always want to make sure we bring you guys the best coverage we can. So
we try. No, you don't be sorry for bringing up Walking Dead. The point he was making is that Walking Dead has just become too much because they've done so many spinoff shows from it. And they
but
just
if you like it, it's perfectly fine.
They just announced today Rick and Michonne is going to be back for a 6-episode limited series next year on AMC Plus, which I don't know who even has that, but okay. What's up, Panther King? Let's see. Will they bring back Simu Liu, David Harbour, Iman Vellana, and Hayes Iman
Vellani.
Oh, Iman Vellani. Sorry.
You said her first name right. You said her first name.
Yeah. Okay. It's Marvel. They didn't say. I don't remember them announcing they announced a little bit of voice casting, and that was mainly for Charlie Cox. They really didn't say anything about anybody else. So I don't know. I mean, with the press release for What If Season 2, a lot of the people are coming back to voice the roles again, but I didn't hear anything about Marvel Zombies specifically.
In the email I have, we have no mentioning of cast for What If.
Okay.
So I think some of them are probably negotiate with, or some of them are probably already back, but they're they will probably reveal it at a later time or something like that. Or we will also get to learn through the trailers whenever we do get them.
Yeah, finally. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go back up to the top, see what we can find from the chats. People.
There's so many of you guys tonight.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll be, I mean, if we have 100 people tomorrow,
if we get 100 people in the stream tomorrow when we're doing a live coverage, that's going to be then I'll be set. I'll be good. Because like I was telling him, there was somebody who had 4,000 people watching them just basically just kind of just keep up with the Marvel animation panel.
Yeah, and if it all works out tomorrow, we're gonna try to do this for maybe more events. Maybe for D23, we'll try and make it for
We'll just try to keep up as much as we can.
Yeah, I don't know what comes out of D23, so
I'm honestly not sure. I know my question about DC. No, it's Q&A time. Ask me anything you want. Are you giving a chance to continue Harley Quinn series? Not at the moment, because I literally have so much other stuff I'm doing. I mean, besides my YouTube stuff I'm still doing, I'm reading again. I've been reading, so I'm trying to get through books. I have so many books I have to get through. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. But at some point, I will jump back in and watch the show. Probably not for reactions, but I'll at least watch it.
We on the me and one of my co-hosts on the Flashpoint is lazy, and we had never watched the show. So we last year, our two other co-hosts, Tatiana and Breeze, they kind of they got us to start watching the show, and so we're doing we have been doing some like live commentaries for season 1, and we might pick up on that now that we're on that very big hiatus. So I'm actually exploring the show for the first time right now, and it's I like it, and hopefully we'll hear some. Well, they can. It's not their rights.
Yeah, Andy asked about this, saying Sony haven't been talking about this. Sony has the live action rights for Spider-Man. They have no rights for animation, and that's why the whole spectacular
Technically, they have live action film rights. That's where TV becomes so funny. That's why, do you remember that they announced a Silk, show in development for Amazon and so on. I have a very big suspicion that they had to get Marvel's permission, because TV wise, they have Marvel is just if Kevin Feige really wanted to be that bitch, he could have just done a live action Spider-Man show on ABC or something like that, and been Sony, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah, because they got the film rights. They don't have.
Yeah, I love how gangster I'm making Kevin Feige be fuck you and your mother.
Probably is. No one messes with him. But in regards to this, Marvel can do whatever they want animation wise, and Sony can't do a thing about it. And they probably had to make sure that in terms of the okaying, because they are doing an animation version of the Sony live action one. So I guess they had to kind of go through that.
Let me add this. I will hopefully this will help. They're definitely talking to each other. It's not like they're just bitch, I don't know you, I will do whatever I want. And they're obviously talking to each other and so on. So it's maybe the reason they haven't said anything about Tom Holland is because maybe there are Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal they're going through the scripts, being okay, so this is this would be Spider-Man year 1 in the MCU, and what will season 2 be? It's they're definitely talking, but it's just that if you're looking for example, I can bring up right now as an example, in terms of distributor and who's doing what. So for example, Spider-Man television, there's my god, there's been so many Spider-Man shows. Ultimate Spider-Man TV, it is developed by Marvel Animation, and it is produced by Marvel Animation, and the distributor was always Disney ABC Domestic Television. Now we can look at Marvel Spider-Man, for example. It is the same thing. Production company Marvel Animation, distributor Disney ABC Domestic Television, and network Disney XD, and then followed by Spider-Man freshman year. And again, it's also another.
Yeah, so Sony has no connection. The Spectacular Spider-Man thing is a little bit different because that was a Sony Marvel Animation co-thing, and then it kind of just fell apart. So that's why there was no continuation. There was a whole thing there. But that was the one time in recent memory that Sony was involved with making a show, or involved in animation Spider-Man. But because I talked to Joshua Fine about it, and Joshua Fine said that was the one Marvel Animation show that I've seen in terms of Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. He was heavily involved in that. Wolverine and the X-Men, he was involved in that. He was in the early discussions with Spectacular Spider-Man. He gave a few suggestions. He was there early on in the meetings, but that was all really Sony. That was kind of their side of the things. But they still, of course, were co-production with it because it was, of course, Spider-Man. But that was the one time Sony was involved with an animation thing. Everything else, Marvel doesn't have to ask Sony's permission. Doesn't mean that Kevin Feige won't talk to them, like you said. It's not required.
I will say that if they had to say that it's an MCU, then the defender is they need to make sure that Amy and Sony were okay with it. But right now it's The fuck do we know?
Do you think Henry Cavill's going to show up tomorrow at Comic-Con? Yes, I do believe he'll be there. We'll see. That's my prediction.
Wow.
He's not saying anything besides that. I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping he does. But anyways, moving on. So the stream tomorrow will be an hour earlier when we start because
7:50 p.m. Eastern.
Panel starts 8 o'clock.
I will post the video in the chat so people can you can click on it right now, and it'll probably open, if you're on your computer, it will probably open it in the separate tabs. So there you go.
The panel starts an hour before, so we'll be live watching the panel. Let's see here. Speaking of Sony, are you looking forward to Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter? No, not really.
I am. I mean, I'm more so than Morbius. So.
Yeah, that's a low bar. Oh, I don't want to think about Morbius. Universal has the rights to Hulk. How can Marvel make a live-action Disney Plus She-Hulk series without problems from Universal? Because it's not going theatrical, and Hulk is not the main character.
Exactly.
Same thing. How they were able to get away with
Bruce Banner.
Yep, they were able to get away with Avengers, and anything that involved Bruce Banner / Hulk is because he wasn't. And if they would have, we talked about this I think last week where we had discussed the Reddit leak of the Hall H panel for Marvel. And we were discussing the fact that there was a thing called World War Hulk, and it was going to be a Disney Plus show because of the rights, essentially, is why the person was making this up. That World War Hulk was going to be a series on Disney Plus. It's like impossible to do, but okay. The reason why they could not do that as a movie, if it was possible, is because that Universal would have distribution rights, which means they get part of the profit from the movie. And same thing why they can't do what I had suggested, an Avengers World War Hulk, because Hulk's in the title, that's implying he's a main character. So they probably would have distribution on that. So the She-Hulk series, it's about She-Hulk, and he's not leading, and this is not going to theaters. Mm-hmm. So that also is another negating thing. But even if She-Hulk was a movie, they could do it, and Universal has no rights for distribution if Hulk is even in it because it's a She-Hulk show or a She-Hulk movie. So that's why they get away with it.
It's a very fine gray area, and but the thing is, like, I don't even need a Hulk movie. Like, I really don't need it.
Did you hear Tyler Hoechlin saying in a Teen Wolf panel he filmed Superman and Lois and Teen Wolf movie simultaneously? I did not hear that because I didn't watch the panel because I've never seen Teen Wolf, so I have no reason to watch the panel. Yeah, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I just do it all the time. While he's probably filming, his stuff for Teen Wolf, the other actors could film their scenes and so on. Then he would come back and do additional photography and so on. So yeah, this is perfectly normal. But it's not really the cause of it's probably one of the reasons why we had so many delays. But again, season 2 of Superman and Lois was horribly dealt with when it comes to the airing. And I think that's why, because Flash and Superman and Lois are not going back to film until September at this point. Yep. So and I think it will be better to just
they're giving them more time off. I hope they have something fantastic for tomorrow. If they were, it would be the last thing he talks about as a big pop if he announces the cast, which would be quite surprising, but I don't know. Okay, what do you think's more likely? Because as we know, Kevin Feige likes to do a big bomb drop at the end of a panel. Do you think it's going to be Fantastic Four related or X-Men related? If you had to pick two, which one do you think is more likely to happen?
Can you say that one more time?
Okay. As we know, Kevin Feige likes to drop bombs as the last thing. Like the Blade casting from Mahershala Ali in 2019, 2016. He brought up Brie as Captain Marvel. What's more likely as a bomb drop tomorrow? The last thing Kevin Feige does. Fantastic Four related or X-Men related? Mutants.
Yes.
God, Diggle's feet is confirmed.
I feel like it would have to be mutants at this point. I think mutants are fought further along than Fantastic Four at this point because we lost our director.
That makes sense. I mean, it could be a bait and switch, but I think you're also correct because literally.
Can we just tell them? Can we just tell them?
What? Oh,
you're playing Magneto's helmet. I'm playing Professor X's wheelchair.
I didn't know where you're gonna go with that. I'm playing.
Never have I seen Jordan get so like.
I was getting sidetracked. They literally just dropped last week Mutation with Miss Marvel. So,
I can't believe it's only been a week since that happened.
So I think it's going to be interesting because it might be X-Men related. It might be more X-Men related than anything else.
I feel like oh well, look who. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Don't worry about it. Well, first of all, happy belated birthday. Hope you had a great.
Jennifer, I actually direct messaged you on Twitter because I was concerned because we haven't seen you in a bit, and I was just letting you know that we miss you because we like seeing guys. We like recognizing people in the chat.
Yeah.
And we were wondering where you were, Jennifer, but thank you for being here.
I hope you had a great birthday. I hope you had lots of good cake.
Yes.
Connor's saying something really stupid. I believe that Peter Parker means Norman Osborn before he gets put on by here.
That might be interesting. Because they did say him becoming Spider-Man. It doesn't imply that the show starts off with him just being Peter for the first bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he's friends with Harry, that would be interesting. I didn't expect that.
I kind of love it.
If Norman is the reason why Peter gets bitten by a spider.
But but that doesn't the spider usually come from Osborn Industries? Oscorp?
I think it's more tied into like
because it's always during those field. I mean, in Tobey Spider-Man, in the Amazing Spider-Man, it's always
to the tie-in. Dr. Connors, the lizard,
and Dr. Connors was working for Oscorp in the Amazing Spider-Man. So it's like
maybe in this.
Why the fuck are you whispering?
I'm trying to be more mysterious. But what if literally it is literally instead of Dr. Connors, they're switching up and it's Norman Osborn. And he's the one that has his own lab and shit. I don't know. They could make a live action Ned Leeds series featuring Peter. Yeah, they could technically, but they wouldn't. But they could.
I get it. This is my good friend Nate, brother Nate from he works with me on the DC Podcast Network. Good show, boys. I think Pusher Man receiving any fantastic work number for D23.
I mean that is possible. I mean, if you want to really push D23 more,
Pusher Man. Oh my god. I love that. Here's the thing, because the movie we lost its director, I feel like again I had never heard there was a screenwriter attached. I think they were talking about ideas, what they wanted to do, and then it just is what it is. But Nate, thank you for tuning in tonight. But yeah, I think Fantastic Four, it's like because September it's it's 2 months and they could be finalizing things. But also I don't want to focus. Like, can we focus on the films that have actually fucking filmed their stuff? Listen, if I don't get a fucking The Marvels trailer tomorrow and it's so much doesn't leak, I will drag Kevin Feige's ass to next Sunday. I have been listen. Spider-Man No Way Home is my favorite Phase 4 movie so far. Everything else has been kind of like whatever. The Marvel is getting me excited again. So, you
guys are never gone though. You're always chatting with me in the chat and on Twitter. What are you talking about?
Which I'm apparently not a part of.
You're not a mod. It's very unique and.
I mean, I'm a co-host of the channel now.
What? Taron Egerton is Wolverine.
I like him, but I don't like him for this role.
Secret Wars logo? I don't know. I don't know
if I want Secret Wars in this universe.
Well, I mean, that's point too.
Did you like the story?
I think it's interesting. I don't. It's not. They need more time to build up to Secret Wars. You know what I'm saying? They need way more time. We actually want Wong series, but Disney Plus gave us Agatha.
I never asked for a Wong series. Agatha Harkness is like, listen, I would marry that woman.
There you go.
Yeah, I can be like the purple witch or something. I don't know.
Miss Marvel was not a mutant. She originally was intended to be a mutant until that was changed.
Because Ike Perlmutter and his tiny penis forced the creators of Miss Marvel to make her an Inhuman. So I mean, how much does it suck to be such a bitch? Ikey. I see. Don't believe Grace. Don't believe I, Grace.
Deadpool 3 announcement is possible. Yeah, I mean, literally, the timing is too.
Yeah,
for Deadpool.
it's too perfect. It's too perfect. It is absolutely.
Jennifer, we responded to it, Jennifer.
We did see it. We hope you had a great birthday. You had lots of cake.
Yeah.
And Jennifer, by the way, tune in tomorrow at 7:50 p.m. Eastern / 4 p.m. Pacific, as we're going to be doing live reactions and breakdowns of Marvel Studios Hall H presentation and everything else that has been broken. We're going to talk about all the DC stuff.
Starting an hour earlier than normal. So
exactly. So come here tomorrow, Jennifer. Everyone come tomorrow.
Just be notified and make sure you're prepared because we're covering that panel live. Will they introduce Kingpin? Possible. It's possible.
When did season 1 of Daredevil come out?
2016.
Season 1 of Daredevil, season 1 came out.
I think 2016.
Wasn't that? No, it cannot have been that.
I think it was 2016 or was it 2015?
Let me check because
I can't even remember. No, it's okay,
we're so fucking old. We're so fucking old.
It's okay, Jennifer.
And let's see. I'm looking.
Everyone's saying this that they want Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds to come out and announce a Deadpool.
I just want Logan and Wade to have hardcore sex.
I don't know. It's very specific. Oh, it's 2015. They're saying 2015.
Okay, so if Civil War came in 2016, and this is supposed to take place 2 years before Civil War, that means that Kingpin has not really gotten the rise to power because this would take place in 2014 technically. I fucking hate math so much. And so 2014, he's probably still on the DL, but I think that would be cool. It will be cool.
I think that won't answer the question. I think that's why maybe Norman is so important to because they're implying Norman's very important to this show. So maybe it's because of Norman. And they'll probably show. Because also remember too, if you remember in Homecoming, they implied his origin. They didn't show it because they just we've already done this twice. So we'll need to do this again.
Yeah, I don't even think Uncle Ben exists in this universe, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I didn't even think about it. They literally have not mentioned one thing about Uncle Ben. I bet this show might address that and maybe just get past it, but I don't know. How do you think Spider-Man will tie into Fantastic Four? There is no guarantee.
Tom Holland will play every character in Fantastic Four.
There was a joke.
Did you see that video, dude? It was so good.
It's so stupid. It's the worst editing thing ever, but it was so funny because it's clearly not Kevin Feige's voice. He's like, "Hi everybody, Kevin Feige here. I am now here to confirm the cast of Fantastic Four." Because they're all the characters, it's all Tom Holland. It's so ridiculous. But there is no guarantee Spider-Man will tie into Fantastic Four. I do think it will happen. I think if Tom Holland is going to continue, that we'll probably see him in Fantastic Four, or him pop up, or there's some sort of where they actually meet. But there's no guarantee that it will happen. Because, I mean, think of all the characters who've introduced in the MCU. Think of all the characters who have yet to interact with each other. It's pretty crazy how many characters who've been introduced who've never.
I want Peter to lead the Young Avengers.
There you go. That'd be cool.
For Panther King, so the show when we go live, the first thing we're gonna do is cover all the Marvel stuff that's gonna, as they come out. You'll be watching us Chainsaw Reacts with Andy, and if there are trailers, we're gonna be playing the trailers here, and we will release them as separate. So you will still have your classic Chainsaw Reacts and Trailer Zone. You will sad to put up with my annoying face, but I get excited for shit too, so don't worry. But we did some. If you all did see that test video we did, and I felt so stupid because I literally felt oh, Jordan, I found a good Wakanda Forever fan trailer, and then all it was just reused footage. No, there was no fan animation or whatever and so on. So the link is in the show notes. So it will go at 7:50 p.m. Eastern. Start a couple moments before the panel. But
I had to get Crave Chief next month for House of Dragon. Get Prime for Lord of the Rings. MC Plus for Walking Dead. Are there too many services? Yes.
What the fuck is Crave TV? Isn't it going to be on HBO?
I guess this is maybe an outside the United States time situation.
You might be in Canada because
that might be what it is. But there's too many services. Yes, too many services. But that's the way it is now. TV is going away. Traditional TV is going away for streaming.
ICW.
If they confirm Chloe Bennett returning as Quake tomorrow, I will cry in tears.
Listen, I pitched this to Jordan last week, and he was just like, "Andy, you're so fucking cheesy," but I'm like, he would love it too. So this is okay. Everyone, just walk with me on this. So Sam Jackson is the only one to show up for the Secret Invasion panel or the presentation. So he's like, "Hey guys, and I'm not gonna even try to do a Sam Jackson impression, but I will try and add some cussing to it. Hey guys, listen, I fucking get it. We were supposed to have everyone here, but everyone's kind of doing their fucking thing. So but we wanted to fucking bring you something special with Secret Invasion. There's gonna be a lot of familiar actors you've seen in other things, but there's someone I did bring a good friend of mine. Some of you may not have fucking seen her before, but some of you motherfuckers definitely have. So I would like to give her a big holiday welcome, reprising the role as Daisy Johnson, aka Quake from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Chloe Bennett, and she walks on stage together with Sam Jackson. That's my dream. That is my dream.
I think that may happen tomorrow because they have to cover Secret Invasion. Okay, they have to talk about it.
Does it come out this year?
Next year. I think it's next year. They haven't confirmed. They haven't released, but I think it's next year because they're still technically filmed. They're actually reshooting stuff right now, so my guess it's not till next year. But I think there'll be a version of that. But I think it's going to be to where whoever they bring out on stage or whatever, it's probably going to be Kevin Feige going, well, there's this character that's in the show that I've been hearing that people are kind of whispering about. I think they're going to play very coy, and then I think we're just going to bring this person on stage. I think
you guys want to meet her? You're going to meet her?
You guys want to meet her? I mean, I think you guys may have seen her before, and then she comes up. People are going to lose their minds, like freaking out.
Because Chloe Bennett is one of the best actors in the MCU. Like you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna take you out for a second so that you don't. Let me. I'm gonna protect you. Okay. Some of the actors on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could act circles around some of the women in the MCU movies. You can take any of the actresses from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they would do 10 times better than anything we got from Scarlett Johansson. Fucking deal with it.
So there's that. Jennifer with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for supporting the stream. Thank you so much. You can only pick one: Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 or Fantastic Four.
So mean. Oh my god.
Spectacular Spider-Man. That wouldn't happen at a Marvel live action panel, but it's got to be Spectacular Spider-Man because we'll get Fantastic Four eventually. But if you were like, I was telling him that I said this, I think on the stream too, that last week that I wanted Spider-Man 90s animated series to come back, and that was
me too. Oh, I got when he suggested it, I was like, oh, fuck you for saying that, because now I want that too.
The Marvel animation panels today, I was like, what if they announced, oh, by the way, we brought X-Men back. We're bringing Spider-Man back, the 90s animated series, 6th season, but that didn't happen. But it won't happen because due to its rights issues, unless they figured it out, obviously, with Sony and Marvel. And I think they could because they're on better terms now with, of course, the whole shared Spider-Man. But Spectacular Spider-Man is more likely than ever before because Sony and Marvel worked together for all those years, of course, with Tom Holland and everything. So it's possible, but that's the one thing I don't think it's never going to happen. But in terms of out of the two, if I wanted an announcement at Comic-Con, it's Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 because that show's fantastic. Melissa Benoist for Sue. That's not going to happen.
But she would be wonderful. I think she would be
really cool.
And I'm going to tell this to the chat. I mean, because this happened when I was doing the stream by myself a couple of weeks ago. Stop fighting about Supergirl. Stop fighting about Melissa Benoist. We're here to have a good time. It's Friday night. It's summer and hot as hell. Andy's hair is a mess. Jordan is, he looks fine. I'm a mess though. So, let's just move on from negativity. We do not have time for it. It's not a request. It's an order.
You sure rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyways?
Yeah, it's all 7 seasons are now streaming on Disney Plus.
I thought S.H.I.E.L.D. was dead in the MCU or was disbanded. S.H.I.E.L.D. They could.
It's so funny. It's because it's like it exists ish in the shadows, but they're obviously because I think they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do with S.H.I.E.L.D. because obviously we know everything is a canon, but they're like I think they were trying to in WandaVision to kind of introduce Sword. And the thing was, we were supposed to get Sword in season 6 of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they were not allowed to use Sword.
Okay, so this is
they're not filming.
There's nothing to talk about unless they want to talk about their seasons they just wrapped on, and they're months away from shooting versus either because usually when they do Comic-Con, they start shooting the week of or the week before, or they're
Yeah.
about to start shooting, so they have information to talk about. But in this instance, they don't have anything to talk about besides what just happened. And
Yeah.
I mean, look, Bitsy is there at Comic-Con. Of course, Tyler Hoechlin was there at Comic-Con for the Teen Wolf panel. But
yeah, and I will talk about Teen Wolf. I know people have been asking me. I will talk about Teen Wolf. Don't worry, I got you covered.
yeah,
Go on.
But I just think like there's nothing to say except thank you, Jennifer, so much. I'll click that in a second. But there's nothing else to say except for Flash coming on saying, "Woohoo, we got a season 9, guys! Woo!" And then Superman and Lois apologize.
No, you do what you do. They bring out Oliver Tombstone. Grant just puts it on stage and then does.
Oh yeah, but it's Superman and Lois. They would just have Todd Helbing come out with the cast Superman and Lois, and he just apologized for an hour for not being connected to the Arrowverse terms of Earth Prime, like it was implied, and then he lied. That would be the only thing that really they could do for an hour, because there's nothing really to talk about unless you want to speculate on season 3, which they can't because they're in the writing process right now.
They kind of I think from what I understand, they just opened up the writers' rooms again or something like that.
So
like
talk about, I mean, like Bitsy teased today. I guess at Entertainment Weekly, she was there to talk about. I don't know what to talk about, but I guess she was there for something else, and she said, "I know the villain for season 3." I'm like, that's great, but there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, nothing. No one has been cast.
Nope.
But like so I will say here's what I would say. The thing I will say about it is that, okay, so like Jordan said, in almost every previous year, there was only 1 year, and this drove some of us journalists fucking insane, when Arrow season 4 and Flash season 2 came to Comic-Con, but they came to Comic-Con a lot earlier that year, and they had not started filming. But after that, every year at the beginning of July, they filmed for like a 1-2 weeks, so they had to put a little sizzle reel and so on, and then show us something at Comic-Con. But this year, I think because of the pandemic, I think that again, I mean, there's they pulled Riverdale, Riverdale's Hall H presentation, their final season,
and we think it's because the fact that they haven't even finished their 6th season right now. It's not even done shooting, and it's not even done airing.
Yeah, so they have 2 episodes left.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck is happening with this season.
I guess it would be different if Riverdale actually finished airing earlier this year, so they could come to Comic-Con at least for one last hoorah. But there'd be nothing in terms of season 7.
Hoorah!
Chandler, thank you so much, Jennifer, for
thank you
great.
So much.
Thank you. I would love it if they had Fantastic Four tomorrow and out walks the Captain Chris Evans. Look, if Chris Evans came out as Human Torch
in the suit,
you might as well bring out the rest of the cast from Fantastic Four from those movies and just do another film with them. But like, I get it. It won't. But here's what they could, they had the perfect opportunity to have him as Human Torch in Multiverse of Madness. They had an opportunity to do it. Just saying, because they could have traveled to another world or something where Human Torch shows up and it's Chris. Because there was rumors for a while, and of course, rumors. But there was a plot leak. And there was one Earth they went to where the president is Chris Evans as captain, like he's the president, and you see him doing a speech or something, and he's the president. And I'm like, if this is real, that'd be awesome. But of course, it's not. But it would have been interesting. But thank you so much. But I mean, if this was to happen, they brought out that original cast, and they did another film with them. I mean, it would make no sense for the MCU. But hey, this is the multiverse. Like this is the multiverse we live in now. Anything can happen, I guess. Here's what happened with Riverdale last episode. After show resurrected Archie, Jughead, Polly, and Jason and brought them back from heaven, as well as Tabitha learning that she is Riverdale's guardian angel and that baby Anthony is immortal. In next week's episode, they will return to the alternate universe called Rivervale.
Yeah, that happened. Are you having a stroke?
That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football. But you will.
That's what the show was early on. Talking about football. And now we're talking about a guardian angel. And they brought them back from the dead.
Scott, okay. I hate to break it to you, Scott. So Arrow usually doesn't really do a lot of things at New York Comic Con. It's usually more for the newer shows, like they did it for Batwoman, but like they just don't do much with New York Comic Con anymore, sadly. And because they're gonna start filming in September, they're likely not gonna like fly out. I think because of COVID again, like they're probably gonna just try, get through their season as good and humanly possible. But I think that we will probably start getting more stuff for Flash season 9 and Superman Lois season 3 by November, December. Kind of like around like the holidays when you can market more things and so on.
with 46 likes. Can we get to 50, guys?
Yeah.
50 likes on the stream. They'd be very appreciative, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting. 50 likes. Because we're clocking in and still we have 51 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much.
Wait, hold on. Jennifer, the super chat.
I switched the thing back. What did Triple X say? What Triple X say?
Oh my god! If you guys are fighting each other, like,
no. She's talking about the Riverdale thing. Like, what did you just say? Like, what?
It doesn't make any sense.
Titans never got a panel since the show started, along with Batwoman. Yeah, that's true. What would the Titans panel be about? Apologizing for how the show could have been a lot better? I have no idea.
I mean, because they're almost done filming season 4, so they could actually do something. But I think if anything at this point, you know what? They might none of the errors are like going to do anything with New York Comic Con, because there's likely probably going to be another not D23 DC fandom.
That makes sense.
Which they will like have to start announcing pretty soon if it's actually happening or not. But
Polly and Jason are triplets. Oh my god! What in the hell?
It's not false. It's true.
I mean, I might tweet about something, but I mean, they already dropped the trailer. They're not gonna drop another one. They just dropped one this week. They're gonna drop another one.
I don't understand why did they
do you think they will announce the non-DC CW shows at New York Comic? What non-DC CW shows? What shows would that be?
Are you talking about the HBO Max shows?
No, it's for fandom. If they were doing a DC fandom this year, they wouldn't do that at New York Comic Con. They might have a panel at New York Comic Con, but I mean,
don't we already have a season? Isn't the season 5 already coming?
They confirmed that back when they put out like information about how.
Are you asking if we're gonna get a trailer for season 5? I mean, that's a Jordan question. I don't know.
They haven't started shooting. They're not gonna start shooting until probably next year. What was the point of having Oliver in the Earth Prime comics? I don't know.
I mean, the Flash hasn't ended. Can we just let Flash Season 9 play out?
Wait, so we say John Wick trailer 4 is out?
Yeah.
John Wick 4? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's interesting.
We have a super from Jennifer. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Pick one. Spectacular Spider-Man season 3 or season 9 season 6. I'm a little more attached to Spectacular Spider-Man, so I'm gonna say Spider-Man. Jordan, this is not difficult. They had 5 seasons. Let Spider-Man have at least 2 more seasons.
No, I mean, it's Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah, I know. But I love Teen Titans. That's a good show. But in terms of, like, I love the Teen Titans show. But with me just now recently finishing Spectacular Spider-Man, just how good it was and how many more things they could have done, because they were going to do Carnage. They were going to be setting up Carnage. Like, just like that alone, I'm like, damn it. And the Green Goblin was going to come back. That shit. So, I mean, that's the last thing they showed.
Here's a little clarification from Mackenzie. Again, thank you for your super chat, Jennifer. I meant, will they announce shows that aren't areas related? Sorry, my question was, if they are going to announce any new shows for DC, it will be for HBO Max, and it will be at something like DC Fandom or an event that is like very Warner focused. I don't think they're going to do it. Like, the thing is, something like San Diego Comic-Con, look what's happening right now. They don't need to bring in anything. They save themselves way more money, and also they just get ways to be able, like, they will have more control when things get announced, whatever, and so on. I think right now, because that we're still dealing with the aftermath of the merger, there will be like a more. I think it will be we have heard some more things. We know that there's an Amanda Waller spinoff happening, which I'm fucking excited for. But New York Comic Con is like, because the thing is, how do you market it? Mystery DC panel? No, like you need to. If anything, let's say if Peacemaker season 2 had a panel on New York Comic Con, and then maybe James Gunn says, "Oh, so guys, we actually want to announce we're working on something else related to the Suicide Squad franchise. We're working on a vigilante spin-off or something like that." But you can't just be like, let's just go drop in a secret announcement like that.
Yeah, that would make sense because you're already at the panel for that, so you're there. I mean, it's like if they said, "Oh, we have a mystery Star Wars panel at Comic-Con," when they announced they were going to be bringing back Clone Wars for one final season, and they had it as the anniversary panel for Clone Wars. So you were there, and it's like they already have the audience there. You can't just like, oh, by the way, we won't tell them. And the thing is too, with DC fandom, like I felt this past year's DC fandom in 2021 wasn't as good as 2020s in my personal opinion. So they have to up their game, and it would make sense to, if they're going to do it this year at the end of it, I'm assuming it'd be probably the end of this year. They probably would do it if they're going to do it, that they're going to have to drop some bombs and probably give some reveals. And my guess is at that point, give us some information about Green Lantern about that damn show. Jennifer, thank you so.
Oh, Jennifer, I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's do one more time. Teen Titans Season 6 or Batman Beyond Season 4. I got to say Teen Titans Season 6. But Batman Beyond, I feel like that show just ended too early. I agree with you on that. It's a good question. It's a hard question. It's hard. I mean,
Batman Beyond.
Okay. Hey, no, that makes sense because it had less seasons. So it had. Now, did you like Return of the Joker, the movie? Did you like that movie? It's good.
Sickening. It's so good.
Yeah. It's insane.
I can't hear you.
Back when I had Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
When I had my Patreon, I did a rewatch of that movie, and I forgot how good it was. I was like, I'm so glad this was picked. Cillian Murphy would be a great Dr. Doom. Just watch Peaky Blinders. I mean, yeah, I think he would. He's a great actor.
Phenomenal actor.
Oh, yeah. Yes. What are your thoughts on live action Teen Titans show? Or Titans, whatever. I want more details about Cape Crusader. That'd be something for DC fandom. That really would be something for DC fandom.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to, I mean, again, I think that's supposed to be next year.
Or released next year, maybe. Yeah, I think it's 2023. Yeah, because they announced it last year for the first time, I think. Do you think Catwoman would get her own animated movie? I mean, she already got her animated movie earlier this year. Yeah, year.
I would do a spin-off series with Zoe Kravitz.
Okay, I think that question was about that version of Catwoman.
Yeah,
it's possible. I think live action series probably on HBO Max would be interesting, like a limited run. Like 6 episodes, 8 episodes for limited series.
I'm gonna slap you so hard for saying 6 episodes. I'm so fucking sick of that number.
Sorry, 8. I mean, I'm assuming like what to do with the Penguin show, Do like
ain't nobody got that time. Ain't nobody got time for Penguin. Catwoman is way bigger than Penguin.
I'm just saying, do it like Penguin. If there are
more episodes,
if they're gonna Penguin a show, Catwoman's definitely more likely to get a show. I mean, they might even announce a movie because my guess is, this world is going to have so many different stories offshooting from the original Batman that maybe when Batman 2 comes out, that we'll see some Catwoman and then it will tie into maybe a spinoff, like a movie, like give her actual movie.
I still want a Corvallis spinoff.
I mean, that'd be awesome. Once again, Henry Cavill, I think is going to show up. Anyways, Daredevil reboot. I hope they talk about it tomorrow. I really hope.
I don't know what reboot you guys are talking about. The sequel series, I hope they talk about tomorrow.
Well,
I do like that title.
Regardless
of Man Without Fear.
I hope that they give a subtitle for sure. They're kind of cool to get Man Without Fear. I really hope they bring Charlie Cox out. I mean, Charlie Cox. They announced he's voicing Daredevil in the freshman year.
I thought you said something completely different after you said Charlie. So I'm like,
no, Charlie Cox. Some news came out that House of Dragon will go 3 or 4 seasons with the current Civil War story and then flashback 100 years to the beginning of the Targaryen reign. Well, here's my thing. They're not confirmed for 3 or 4 seasons. They only got the 1. There's no confirmation for a season 2. They can say all they want what they want to do with the show, but until HBO gives them the green light, unless they came out and said, we're green light for 3 seasons, then, okay, I'll listen. But until then, we don't know nothing.
Oh, I like what Nate is saying here. Batman Beyond Season 4 just for all age Justice League just JLU cameos alone. It's in the same universe.
It is, but I mean, not just for the cameos. I mean,
what Nate is meaning is that we could then, by bringing the show back, we can also then see a continuation of the Tim verse or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Super chat from Jennifer. Thank you so much. I would love for some future part Jensen Ackles as Red Hood. I would shit myself till I'm 65 if that ever happens, because I would listen. Like, we don't deserve Jensen Ackles, and when we got him as Red Hood, I'm like, I would love to see him and Colonel Walters from Titans kind of meet up somehow. I would love to see that happen.
Will we see Charlie Cox in person at Comic-Con? If he is there, he will be in person for the panel if they're talking about it. With them announcing Marvel Zombies as TVMA, they could have Daredevil be TVMA. They could do it because Marvel Zombies is not like something they're bringing over from somewhere else that's under now Disney's umbrella, like Logan or Deadpool 1 and 2, and they're just putting on the service and it's TVMA. This is something being produced as TVMA for Disney. What if we're getting a Legion of Superheroes cartoon because Young Justice is about to be canceled? There's no word about Young Justice being canceled.
Yeah, and the Legion of Superheroes, it's not the thing that Brian Michael Bendis is working on is it's an adult version of the show, and it's not tied to Young Justice. It is more based on his comic run of the Legion, that he's right now writing the pilot for. So,
I mean, look, but it's not confirmed. It's not all but confirmed. It's not.
Okay, Spirit, could it be that have you read an interview, maybe something that was just shown over like they said that we have ideas for because that's the thing. Normally when you pitch a show or when you get work on a show, like usually like you do give pitches to your network or your streaming or your net studio, like like a 5-year plan. Smallville did it, like I'm sure some of the other shows you guys watch. So I don't think so. You just remember when they say they have ideas for multiple seasons, it doesn't mean the same thing. Like, like you've been picked up for 3 additional seasons because usually they want to see what happens in the first season and how it's received. Lord of the Rings, I think, is a way different situation because I think with the Tolkien estate being, I'm not going to say difficult because it's within their rights to say what anything happens with, but we know they're very picky. So they're probably being like, if we're gonna give you, we want to be financially safe. So, what do you have in mind? So they may, those short may have had to say, season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5. This is the final shot of the series. Boom.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's the whole thing too, where that's like Amazon had to agree to certain stuff like that. I mean, think back on Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That show was going to be originally a CW series spinning off from Riverdale. However, CW was not willing to commit to certain episodes, like a certain amount.
They want to do the traditional pilot cycle. Like here's your pilot order. Go film something. Show us if we like it, and then we will give you a series order. Never was like, bitch, here you go, 2 seasons.
Yeah,
which please.
And so when they wanted 20 episodes, or they wanted a certain amount of episodes confirmed. CW was like, nope, Netflix says yes. So that's why it went to Netflix. And so, they announced today, Wheel of Time is getting its 3rd season. It's confirmed for a 3rd season already. Before season 2 even has aired yet. I still have not seen that show. But it's something like that. Like with confirmation like that, it's very different than them believing it's going to be, going. Do you think Green Lantern HBO Max Zero will happen or get canceled?
Yes. They're writing a month ago. Margot gonna say that they're writing the finale as they speak, and you guys will learn more things
because they're gonna shoot all at once. They're not gonna be shooting a traditional order of show. Season 2 cover the Winter Soldier film, yes, because they've already confirmed one of the episodes is involving meeting the Winter Soldier.
I think this episode they watched today, wasn't it?
They said Captain Carter fighting the Ironmonger suit. Whoever's in the Ironmonger suit, which I think is Steve. I think that was kind of implied in that one episode. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
This whole thing was confusing. No.
There is no DC embargo can't block themselves from putting out a show. I'm just saying, they can block a fan project. Season 2 was quietly confirmed. So it'll film this fall. Okay, quietly confirmed. That's not confirmation. That's just like people saying it was confirmed. Did they announce at the panel they have a season 2 already?
Yeah, we need
concrete.
Spirit, send us an article, and we will read it. We will see what you're talking about.
You are so fucking late. Anyways, moving on, Fernando. Did they say if Haley Atwell is going to voice Captain Carter again? What if, I mean, it would be the implication is yes.
Yeah.
So yes.
Jennifer's super chat.
Jennifer, did you see Justice League? Yes, I actually reacted to it for my Patreon. It's one of those mini movie reactions that I've yet to edit and put on YouTube, but I have some, and I feel like I need to probably start putting movie reactions on the channel because I have these just sitting on my Google Drive from Patreon that could be on YouTube. Could be more content.
Should we do a Patreon for the Endless Multiverse? Like, would people be interested in that?
I think you asked about that. I don't know. I feel like that would just take a lot more time out of us if we were to do more content. I mean, we're literally already doing 2 live streams this week, and I'm exhausted already. And then
I get it.
I get tomorrow yet. I'm looking forward, even though I'm excited for announcements and hopefully some big stuff tomorrow. And thank you guys for being here because this is like one of the biggest streams we've ever had of Endless Multiverse. Thank you guys so much for being here. And we'll, of course, tomorrow live covering the Marvel Hall H panel. So be here on the channel. We'll be reacting to all the information live. But I'm looking forward to when tomorrow is over so I can relax and just no more Patreon. No more Patreon. Well,
I have to go to the chat a little bit and see it. You keep talking. I will go if there's anything
reactions that are sitting on my Google Drive from Patreon that were, of course, there for Patreon only, and I could literally edit a number of them down and upload to YouTube. And I think I will because, I mean, literally, I react to Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, and then I just randomly edited it down last year and uploaded it to YouTube. Of course, it was an old reaction, but I uploaded it. It got over 20,000 views, I think. Yeah, over 20, I think. So it really blew up. So maybe I'll throw up some more reactions from Patreon back in the day. They're definitely older, but they are reactions to movies. Oh, we won't forget Gracie. Trust me.
I like this question. I know they're doing this, but curious, if a Justice League is in the Matt Reeves universe, who would you cast? Not Tyler Haggard Superman, because that's never gonna happen. I love him. Never gonna happen though.
Put that out there.
I'm gonna
somewhere. Or is that just people just throwing that out there?
No, that was just more of a fan idea because they think that it'd
be kind of cool.
For Super, I'm gonna throw a little twist here. Okay, so we know that Michael B. Jordan is developing a Val Zod show. And I think, because again, I always like to trigger the racist. I would say make Val Zod take place in the Batman universe and be his Superman. I think it could also be a way to bring in Nubia as Wonder Woman. For the Flash, I would say let's do maybe Wally West, or maybe we could do Wally West. So who and it's Nubia, who could we cast? And I would want someone like an unknown actress, like someone kind of like what they would Gal Gadot, like someone who wasn't that famous, and someone that can really get to grow into that as a career. With Wally, oh my god, yeah, because I'm always pro Black Wally, so that's what I would use. But like, if we did like Wally whatever, so on. I know like. Oh my god, who was I thinking about?
Where someone said they sent the article. I don't see anything about the article.
I mean, maybe he sent it to you on Twitter or something.
I just looked on Twitter. It's not on Twitter at all. I don't see
look at Discord. I don't DMs. I don't know. We could have let me see. Maybe like who would be a good Wally?
Disney Plus. No, not Disney Plus. Discord either. No.
Yeah, but Michael B. Jordan definitely with as like Val Zod on this Earth, and then you could have Nubia, like someone that's unknown, and then
I don't know
who would you cast as Wally if you had to be the Flash of this universe.
I have no idea. I'm bad with casting. I have no idea. But I like your route of a very different Justice League. I remember that Matt Reeves openly admitted that he filmed fake scenes to throw people off because literally there was a scene of a party or whatever, and they had people cosplaying as different heroes to throw off the fact that there is no heroes in this universe as of yet.
Did you ever see that? Because there were magazines and there were newspapers and like on set that talked about Superman in the Metropolis and so on. It was probably also fake, but like I don't think it would be out of question if they were like, yeah, we can do Super, because I don't want to do the Nolan thing again. Everything is super realistic and grounded in reality and so on. Because I'm like, listen, I don't watch these fucking stuff to get grounded in realism. I'm watching because I want to see superheroes with superpowers fighting supervillains with powers.
I'm not seeing it all.
You look very shook up right now.
I'm not seeing it all.
Oh, okay, Spear. If you send it in this chat, usually when other people, we can post links because we're like mods or we're the ones hosting this.
Yeah, send it on
viewers,
Twitter.
Send it on Twitter instead.
Yeah.
The ads are smiling at NSGLU pics. Yeah. For the culture, listen. I don't need another. We need. Listen, I will always pitch diversity if I can, and wherever I go.
It's confirmed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could say you've never seen Superman. Yes, I did see that. It's kind of interesting.
I was more focused about his
on Twitter,
tight shirt and his smile, and
I'm not
supposed to mean.
I'm not saying
I love Cat Graham, but for Nubia, Nate, you can talk about this. You know why this wouldn't work. Why this wouldn't work. You know what Nubia needs to be.
I'm not seeing it. Spears right at the behest. I'm not seeing it on Twitter at all. I got no notifications.
Oh, I wonder who this is. I like Yetidi Badaki from All American God as Nubia. Who is that? I don't want. I know there's a lot of people who love that show.
Peter has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle suit. He does. Yeah.
You know what, bitch? Maybe he's a fucking fan of the Teenage Mutant Turtles.
Apparently, he is.
The fuck do you want? Triple X. This is horrendous that you would do this to us.
Oh my god.
Let me look at this actress. I want to see what.
It's terrible.
Oh, she's a Nigerian American actress. She could be interesting. But because I said he has a nice smell and he wears tie shirts. I'm sorry. Is the sun hot? Is water wet? I'm just saying the fucking obvious.
Would you want X-Men in the MCU? Yes, and they're coming.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
There were some people theorizing that maybe the X-Men wouldn't be a part of the MCU because they'll keep them separate because of all the characters. I'm like, no.
They're rebooting the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
No, they're bringing them all over, the same people. Can you imagine if they did that?
Wait, they did what?
Imagine they just brought everybody over. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no
I could see Fassbender and McAvoy.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, like...
But also because I have selfish reasons why I want to see Fassbender as Magneto.
Would you want Punisher in the War Machine armor in either What If or Armor Wars? That'd be cool.
I'd rather have that than him getting his own show. So I can think it.
Are confirmed as Inhumans. Oh god. Fernando pushed the Restore the Inhuman Verse Twitter hashtag. He's tweeting a lot about that. I think we're going to start winding down, guys.
This is kind of a funny question. What's worse, 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight? I mean, I haven't seen either of those piece of shit films, but
we're still,
X-Men, get off my lawn, starring the original cast.
There you go. Restore the Human. Oh, you spelt it wrong. Inhumiverse.
Stop bullying him, Jesus.
Dumbass. Anyways, we're gonna start winding down, guys. It's almost at the 2-hour mark, and I got stuff to do tomorrow. We have stuff to do tomorrow. We have a live stream tomorrow covering the Marvel Hall H panel. Once again, we're covering the Marvel Hall H panel live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the panel starts. We'll be live a few minutes prior, so make sure you're here, watching and reacting with us live to the information we're getting for the Marvel Hall H panel. Yes, you are, because you literally spelt it wrong, Fernando.
Be nice.
He fixed it. Restore the Inhuman Verse. No, I would love it if I would love it, Fernando, if you were at Hall H tomorrow during the Marvel panel and you hold up a sign for Kevin Feige to restore the Inhuman Verse. He'd probably laugh.
And Feige's like, what does that say? I'm so old now I can barely see.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. See you on the morrow. Yes, we will be here tomorrow to cover the live.
No, on the morrow. That's what he said. Learn how to fucking read.
I said see you on the morrow. I said that.
No, you said tomorrow.
No, I said see you on the morrow.
I heard tomorrow.
I would do that trust if I was at Comic Con. Of course you would. Of course,
have fun. Have fun. Lining up for Harley. That's been a shit
bring
show,
about
man.
the Tom Holland versus Jesus. Billy, this is not confirmed information. Everyone's just throwing that out there because they just like saying, "Oh yeah, this was going to happen." There's no confirmation. Let's make it easy.
Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
We didn't play enough clips in this stream tonight.
Oh, we did. I mean, well, we had a lot to talk about. That's true.
Harley, can we trust him?
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Well, this is a complication.
Well.
Fuck! What the fuck? God damn it! No, I was clicking that.
Wow, you have seriously leveled up.
I literally did not click on anything.
It clicked and it went away.
I love
City for 2 seconds.
He was he ever mentioned in season 8?
who?
Cisco. Was he?
I think at one point he was. Again, I don't know where you would insert him this season. Again, I mean, we know that he is like in the Earth Prime comic because he's working with Phantom Girl, and he's the one that, I don't think we should play this as well.
Wow.
You know what I would love is
I feel so attacked right now. That's what Anna says on all.
That's terrible. Wow. Because what it's going to say is that if Henry Cavill shows up tomorrow at the panel, and you know the whole thing about they made about the destruction of Metropolis in Man of Steel, they made a big point about that. Why are you going to wait for? What the hell's going on here?
Just keep on talking.
Okay. Anyways, I was gonna say if Henry Cavill comes out and they make a whole point about how Metropolis was destroyed during his movie, I want Black Adam, The Rock, to say to Henry,
I think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
You fucking bitch.
That was funny.
You know what? For all your Marvel simps out there, in Avengers 1, people died in that movie too. And there were 6 of them. And they couldn't fucking take care of shit together. Yeah, that's what I said.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the super chat.
Yeah.
Flash is what my reaction is if they close Comic-Con and there's no Fantastic Four. Yeah, so this is going to be Jennifer tomorrow if there is no Fantastic Four now. Fuck! What the fuck? God damn it! Make sure to buy a Flash beanie and throw it. You gotta have to throw the beanie.
In San Diego heat, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, everyone would just like steal it. Yeah.
I just wow. Listen. I'm sorry that some of y'all can see the masterpiece that is Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and just Zack Snyder's Justice League. But you know what? Let's go support some of your sim Marvel movies out there that just just does the same thing all over again, over and over and over again. That has started to get really really bad at the special effects and also decided to cut out good developing stuff so that they can have fucking jokes. Let's go for it. You know what? I just I cannot relate to this basicness. Kidding, don't worry. We can all have different opinions. It's all good. I didn't ban anyone. What the fuck are you?
He banned him. I
didn't ban him.
It's not Triple X. That's a fake account. He banned him.
I did not. Wait, how did I? I don't even know how to ban someone on StreamYard.
It's fine.
Sit your ass down.
You can't ban anybody. We could block a user apparently. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He only had his God Tickle speed suit on doing that.
People, you listen, Jordan, sit down.
It's hater era.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You listen to me right now. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Marvel Report. I love Miss Marvel. I love WandaVision. I loved What If. I loved Hawkeye. I've been binging those 4 shows over and over and over again. I even put up with fucking Moon Knight last week. Hello, Layla. My name is Stephen Grant. I even put up with that nonsense. I watched Doctor Strange 2 at least 3 times now. I watched No Way Home consistently because I love that fucking movie. I just don't love Eternals. I watch Black Widow for the Yelena stuff. I am not in my MCU hater era right now. I don't know where this is coming from, but I am so offended. I
found he sent me a message. I had no idea he messaged me.
Who?
Spear is right at the behest. He sent me a private message about the House of Dragon season 2. But this is from what side is this?
Oh my god, poor Spear. Love you both. I want to try to start a fight. Hope you both have a great day tomorrow. No.
Redanian Intelligence is the one who posted this on June 4th. We report earlier work has already begun on House Dragon season 2, but in filming already planned for House. Like tomorrow's the panel, so they might announce season 2 officially tomorrow, but it's not official. I don't know who this is, but this is not Variety. This is not Deadline. This is not HBO Max. My guess is they'll announce it tomorrow. If they are going to be starting shooting, because if they're shooting in fall like this is saying, then they're going to announce it tomorrow that they already have a season 2 confirmation. If it's true. I mean, I liked Eternals more than he did. I liked it.
Took me a week to finish it.
There's your answer. Fern will be costing. I mean, literally, they'll announce Fernando as an Inhuman. That's probably what they're gonna do.
I'm just so offended that people think that I'm like in my MCU hater era. I'm about to do a live stream tomorrow with Jordan about Marvel Studios. We're not even doing anything live for the DC presentation. So like I'm offended. I'm like you all don't even deserve me. I don't understand how this is even possible. I'm so hurt right now. No, nobody gets to play him but my daddy, Anson Mount. Deal with it.
Who apparently, as you remember in a previous live stream, he has big dick energy apparently. So I'm unaware of that.
I never said it on the live stream.
You did say it on the live stream. You did say that because I said I talked about not Doctor Strange. I was talking about Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I said I saw the first 2 episodes, and you said when you were watching it, did you get the feeling of big dick energy from Anson Mount? I'm like,
okay, that does sound like me, like in a nutshell.
Because you did, because you said it. Thank you, Jennifer, for the super chat. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you.
I just I don't know what's happened with this live stream. Right? I think it's time that we go to bed. Not together.
No.
Sure, whatever.
We love Andy. We love Andy here.
So we're
gonna wind down. Thank you guys so much.
You say that now.
We have broke 50 likes. Should we do our dance? In this multiverse?
Can we just do it tomorrow? I'm so
We'll
tired.
do it tomorrow. We will do it tomorrow in celebration. Thank you guys so much for over 50 likes. Thank you guys so much. And thank you guys so much for supporting. And this is one of the biggest in this multiverse episodes we've had. And hopefully tomorrow will be even bigger.
Spread the word. Spread the word. Post on social media. We've been doing Endless Multiverse since the beginning of the year. And, listen, we want to go bigger with the show no matter what. So if this does well tomorrow, we will do more things like this.
Yeah. And we will be here tomorrow. We'll be starting at 7:50 EST PM, of course. And bye, Jennifer. Bye, everybody. Thank you for Multiverse. Yes. So we will be here tomorrow. We're starting an hour earlier. Well, actually, a few minutes before an hour earlier, but we're starting an hour earlier than traditional on Fridays because of the panel. So when the Marvel panel is live, we will be live. We'll be covering the panel live, and we'll be talking about that. And we'll cover some, of course, other DC stuff as well throughout. Because there'll be times where they're covering stuff, we get to talk for a minute, and then we have nothing to talk about till they talk about the next thing, because Marvel has those breaks. So we'll have time to talk about other stuff and to kind of answer questions and kind of speculate on what they may be coming up next, blah, blah, blah. But make sure you're here tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll be here tomorrow. Make sure you have your notifications on, or just check on, because I will be promoting it. We'll be here live and starting around 10:50 PM EST, maybe a little bit forward depending on our time, but ultimately we'll be here covering the panel for Marvel Studios live tomorrow. So we had a long show, over 2 hours. We had a lot of stuff covered. Of course, if you guys came in late, we covered Spider-Man Freshman Year. We covered What If Season 2, X-Men 97. We covered Marvel Zombies, Rings of Power, the Avatar news about the Avatar movie. And we spent basically an hour Q&A. Let's see. If it mindless and human Stannis has cornered out knowledge, then that's me. Thank you. We will know.
I can believe that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Triple X. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for supporting in this multiverse, because we did random shows. I look back on the live streams. We did a bunch of random live streams in 2021, and we were just kind of just off the cuff and just answering questions and kind of just bullshitting. But then we had this idea of doing in this multiverse, and we thank you guys so much for supporting in this multiverse and following the show and keeping up with it. And like I said, we're doing a special thing tomorrow. Make sure you're here, because we will be here to discuss. And anything else, or are we just ready to go?
Answer Mount Big Dick Energy.
There you go. So as you guys know, you don't leave until we're done, because we have one last clip to play, the clip to end all clips every single show, and I think we'll probably end the show tomorrow as well with this clip. But as we know, Gracie, we have to do this.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Oh.
You guys can see it, but like when we're playing that clip in the script, Jordan can see me doing the reaction. I'm just like, don't believe in Grace.
Oh man, you deserve to die.
To die. And this multiverse is the best multiverse, methinks. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much. What happened? What?
The Blue Beetle folks are at Comic-Con.
Of course they are. I predicted they're going to be there. Of course they are. There you go. They will. So I'm telling you right now, Black Adam, Shazam, that's confirmed. Blue Beetle, Batgirl, they're going to bring them out. I'm telling you, they're going to bring out both.
I don't know if Batgirl will be there though.
I think they will. That's just my prediction. They got Blue Beetle, Batgirl. I would think Batgirl. I would think.
Wait, what is your logic with that?
Because Blue Beetle just finished shooting and Batgirl's been in post production for a bit. Like, it just makes sense to bring that movie out too if they're going to bring Blue Beetle. That's just my guess. Like, literally, Batgirl is like Blue Beetle just finished shooting this week. Like, Batgirl's been done for a while, so I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying. And look, if they don't bring out Batgirl, I'm going to be disappointed, because they're bringing out Blue Beetle and they just finished shooting when Batgirl's been sitting in post production for a while. And if it's because of the Ezra Miller connection with Michael Keaton, that's stupid. They should still bring her out and talk about Batgirl, because it's supposed to be a big, because they're hoping the movie's going to do well and they're going to keep bringing her back. So you might as well have her there. Anyways, we're done. We're going to go. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
That was it.
Bye. Chris.
I won.